Imagine if you could get paid $500 just by searching Google. This is something that you probably do every day, so why not get paid for it? That's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video today. Hey, it will take work though, but the cool part is you can do this every day if you want. Want another $500? Just do it again the next day. This is a real working method and it isn't some get rich quick scheme. Are you ready? All right, let's get started. All right, we're going to jump right into the video here, but if you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe with bell notifications turned on, and I will update you every time I post a new video with a new money-making method. All right, guys, so I'm going to dive right in and explain this method to you, explain how it works so that you can get started doing it as well. What you want to do is you want to go to Google, pull up a Google search window just like I've got on the screen here right now. I'm going to zoom in just to make sure you can see it extra good. You want to type in a local keyword. What a local keyword is it's something like the niche. In this case, I picked chiropractor, so I'm going to highlight that so you can see it. So this could be anything. You could swap it out for like roofer. You could swap this out for like dentist. It could be anything, any local niche that you think would work well. The next thing you want to do is you want to put in a city and a state abbreviation. So just a location. Now this works anywhere. And if you're in a country and you decide like, hey, I don't want to target my country, like if you're in India or China or somewhere like that, you could still target a country in the United States. Just go to Google Maps, come over here and click Maps and select a country or select the United States and then select a city in the United States if you don't want to use something in your country. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now that we've got a niche and we've got a city and state, we're going to click down here on the map pack. So this is the Google My Business map pack, and these are all local businesses. And we're looking for a specific type of map pack because this isn't going to work for every niche. So this is where it's really important that you get this part right. What we're going to do is we're going to click more places down here. And it says more places because this used to be called Google Places, but it's now called Google Maps and Google My Business. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to find a map pack for a niche and a location that doesn't have many details filled out with the top 3 people. So go through the top 3 people and see if there's a lot of information filled out. So I can see here that they've got a lot of photos here. So I already know that that one's not a great fit. This one also has a lot of photos, not a great fit. And this one also a lot of photos, not a great fit. Now this is why this is important, because we're going to find a map pack that has these elements but does not have a lot of details filled out, like no photos filled out, because the reason why is we're going to find someone who is going to be an ideal candidate for us. So let's go and find a different niche, because now that I showed you an example of a bad niche, let me show you an example of a good one. Okay, so I did the same search here, only I swapped out the city name for a different one. So I did chiropractor, but this time I did Thiensville, Wisconsin. Now again, you just go into Google Maps and just pick random cities. And I found this one. I'm going to come down and click more places again, just like I did last time. And again, I'm going to search through the top 3. You can ignore the one that says add. That's not important. We want to do the top 3 besides the add. Okay, this one has no photos. This is just a map. This is pulled from Google Maps, but it's not actual photos. You saw the difference there, right? The other one had multiple photos in there. Okay, so there's actually like not any details really either on this one. Okay, here's another one. This one doesn't even have any reviews. It's got no photos. And then the third one, again, this one has like 2 photos, but not very many, right? This is an example of a perfect niche. So step 1 is I want you to go and I want you to do some research, search Google and find a niche and a location that looks just like example number 2 that I gave you. If it looks like the first example, move on. Count that one as out. If it looks like the second example, you're going to write that down. All right, so let's move on to step number 2. Step number 2 is we're going to find someone who's right below, right outside of the top 3. And in this case, it's James R. Shellstat. Okay, now this is why we are looking for this person. So you can see they're a chiropractor located right in this town, Thiensville, Wisconsin. They have no details added to their listing. What we're going to do is we're going to reach out to James and we're going to tell him that we're going to get him ranked in the Google Maps listing so that he can get more business. And the way that we're going to do that is by getting him set up with Google My Business and filling out all of his listing details. And to do that, we will go ahead, we will fill out all of his listing details and get him set up for a payment of $500. For this one-time $500 payment, I'm going to show you how we get James some results. So what we want to do is once we reach out to James, you can send him an email and just give him this proposition. We're going to then do the work once he gives us permission and pays us. Now you can ask him to pay you via PayPal, via check, however you want to do it is fine. We usually do credit card, but we've been set up for a while now, so obviously that's how we do credit card. But PayPal works good. I've done PayPal when I first started off. Here's what you're going to do. Once he pays you, you're going to click Own This Business. And you're going to go through and follow these little prompts to get this going. Now, I'm not going to do this because I don't want to take over his listing because I am not I haven't had permission to do that. So I'm not going to do that right now. But I've got another business here set up as an example to show you. And this is just an example as well. It's not a real listing here, but it's an example so I can show you how to get this chiropractor results. So in this case, it's a plumbing contractor. And what you want to do is you want to come to the info tab, and this is going to be the main tab that you're going to work on. What you want to do is you want to come in here and you want to fill out the details as much as possible. Now, filling out these details is going to make Google take this company and push them towards the top, but only if you followed step one. If you followed step one and you picked a good niche, that's what's going to make this possible. So you want to come in and click edit under the categories, and you want to add in a bunch of categories that would make sense. So for the chiropractor, I would come in and I would start typing in stuff like chiropractor, just type in different stuff like back. I'll type in pain and see if anything comes up for that. Here we go. I saw something say pain control. That might be something that would fit under chiropractor. Again, you'd have to look at their website and find out. Could type in health, see if anything comes up. Maybe health consultant would be a good fit. Make sure you only do things that fit their niche though. You wouldn't want to do something that totally didn't fit their niche because that would make it not relevant. And Google really looks at relevancy when it comes to stuff like this. That's one of the big things with Google is content and relevancy. If you can make those two things a priority, you're going to have good results. So you do that, you'd click apply. I'm going to hit cancel though. And then you'd want to come in and add their hours. Ask them what their hours are. You could just come in and fill them out, opens that, closes that for each day of the week. Very simple, very straightforward stuff. Add in their website if they don't already have it added. So you just come in here and type in, www.whatever their website is.com. Very straightforward. Add in their products. So this could be services or products depending on what type of business it is. So for a chiropractor, if they do back adjustments or whatever, like maybe they don't have products, maybe they do services, and you'll click services and you'll type in what their services are. So Google does a pretty good job of figuring out what kind of services you provide based on the category that you typed in. So if I would have typed in chiropractor as my main one, it would have given me a bunch of different chiropractor services. But if you don't see the service on there that your client provides, you can click add a custom service and you can type it in here. Again, this is very important to keep these related. Keep these related to what they actually do. You wouldn't want to have something unrelated or you're not going to get good results. Now, doing all of this stuff is called optimizing. This is the process of optimizing your Google My Business listing. And because you followed step one, we found a bunch of niches basically that weren't optimizing at all. And that's why I had you do that in step one. Because if we keep the competition low, that means that we don't have to do a ton of work to actually get our client good results. So that's why we could get away with charging a one-time fee of $500 to do this for them. Okay, now we can come down and we can add a business description. And this, you're allowed 750 characters. I would use as many as you could, write in here what the business does, try to include some keywords, but don't make it sound spammy, make it sound legitimate. And then if we come down here, we can see add photos. And this is the important part because Google loves when you put photos in. So ask the client if they have any photos. If they do not, you can use stock photo sites like depositphotos.com. Pixabay.com is a free stock photo site. You can use some of those stock photo sites to actually go and do that. All right, so the 3 steps, right? Step 1 is we're gonna find a niche where they don't have competitors optimizing very well. Step 2, we're gonna contact someone just outside the top 3, offer to do this for them for a one-time payment of $500. And then step number 3, we're gonna do the work. We're gonna optimize the listing for them. Now, I highly encourage you to also check out this video over here where I talk about an app that you can actually get paid daily with. Go check that video out. It is very cool. And if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe, turn the bell notification on so that you get updated of every new video I post. Until next time, I am Paul James. We'll see you in another video. Peace out.